Okay, we're going to talk about landing pages now. And I told you this is like a vomit of information. This is for LTUE. That's what I was saying. Okay, that's my landing page.
Okay, this is for
It sucks, by the way.
a presentation over
At a conference in February.
Okay. Just a note, you were giving way too much information way too fast. So unless you
It's going to be a 2-hour presentation. This is the way LTUE presentations go, and I'll probably have slides to share. I'm actually going to be taking this whole entire PowerPoint and turning it into a book that I'll be making them download.
Okay, so if they have something that they can.
This is the way my presentations usually go.
That's actually what I was going to ask you, and I don't know if we could use your PowerPoint afterward. I'm fiercely taking notes, but I don't think I catch it. Especially if you show your title, like the text. I'm like,
you won't be able to see it. Yeah.
I don't know, but if you make it into a book, you'll have to decide how.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it into a book just because there's information in here. My thing with slides is you do short things, and so people sometimes forget what else I'm filling things in, and so I usually take my slides and turn them into books.
So I'm not going to be able to walk away today with this setup then?
We can. I mean, how long can you stay? I mean, I'm here. I've got until like 3 or 4. I mean,
I can
just sit and do one-on-one with you if you want.
Because I was really hoping that
we can get it set up. It'll be fast because I know how to do it. So, and then once it's set up, you don't need to worry about it.
Because I do have a landing page all set up, waiting. I needed the connections. I needed, no matter what people told me how to do it. Well, you do this and do this and do this. Well,
yeah,
do that. I have a MailChimp account. I have.
It's overwhelming. I mean, there's just so much to set up in the beginning.
It's the connections that I just can't get done.
Yeah.
Are you talking just a website? I'm
landing page.
I need help with the landing page. I've heard a lot about them.
Okay, so landing pages is where you send people.
Okay.
So through the website homepage.
Not your website homepage.
Do you pay for it?
Mine are half of mine. Okay, most of mine are on Blogger, which is free. This. Oh, what did I? Oh, dang it! Sorry. Okay, so this is on Blogger, which is free, and I can tweak it. I know Blogger well enough to be able to tweak it to make it look good, and I haven't spent a lot of time because I'm rebranding my series again.
Could it just be an unpublished page of your website?
Yeah, it can be that too.
Make a landing page. Okay.
And then as long as it doesn't need to be attached to your website, you don't want it to be attached to your website if there's going to be links automatically added in. Okay, so we're going to talk about my landing page, and this is the landing page I admire. She's in the Self-Publishing Formula group. If you guys know that, that's Mark Nelson's group. Okay, so her landing page versus mine, that is what Andrea needs to work on. Told you, mine needs to be updated badly. Okay, so hers prose, so it matches the paranormal theme, so dark on dark, We can go back to it. So you see that it's... she's got this box here, but it's blacked out a little bit, and then it's dark on dark, right?
What do you do if you write multiple, like I think Elena's in this position, a couple others, we write multiple kind of books. Do you have to have 2 different landing pages?
You're going to want to I target the books that sell the most. I used to have, like I was saying, I used to have multiple landing pages. I still have a landing page for this one. Mm-hmm. But since I write, all my books are almost all my books are fantasy related. I do have some straight romances. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, so I have those. I just don't target them because once I actually start writing them, then I might target. But you want your landing page to match what you're trying to sell. So if you're trying to sell all of your stuff, it's actually going to probably confuse people more than. Okay, so there's always a caveat. Sometimes some people have found that if they ads versus the landing page versus your banners, or if they don't always match, they still have success. But generally, if they match what you're trying to sell, then you'll have more conversions because it's not jarring. Okay, so her subscribe button is above the fold. Do you guys know what above the fold means? I didn't, like a few months ago. Oh, I forgot to restart that. Allow me to restart it now. So wonderful. Okay, so subscribe button above the fold, so people don't have to scroll down to get to the subscribe option. She has compelling copy. I love this. Emma wasn't bitten and she isn't undead, so how did she become a vampire? Isn't that awesome? I think that's fantastic. There are no distracting links aside from the Wix button, which you can see there's a Wix button up here. and there's a Wix down here, which I think is distracting personally, but it's less than distracting than having a whole line of tabs along the top. You don't want people to, be tempted to click away, right? You guys knew that one. That's what we were saying earlier, right? Was it you that said that earlier? No links? Okay. Okay, so, all right, so hers cons, she asks for the email address immediately. So you get here and right away you see enter email address, subscribe. Studies have proven that if you ask for people's email address right off the bat, then your conversions downcrease, or whatever. So mine's got this big yellow button right here, send my free books. And that takes them to another page, which I will show you guys in a little while. Okay, so
you're saying don't put the
you don't want it. Your first page needs to be
just about your book.
it needs to be about your book. So she's got her blurb right here. It says Emma wasn't bent and she's not in debt. So she's got that right here. She should have right here, send my free book.
Instead of
enter your email address. Because people know you're going to be asking for their email address, but if you don't ask for it right away, they tend to trust more. And it's Nick Stevenson that explains why. Like, you'd have to watch his free videos.
Send my free book. She's just asking for your email address. You're just saying it's the wording she's using.
No, it's just asking specifically for an email address on that front page.
And that's good or bad?
That's bad.
Okay.
So you want to have a button that takes them to the page.
Yours is better this way, you're saying.
Mine is better. Yes, we're on cons for hers. So cons asks for email address immediately. Okay, so cons, it uses the word subscribe. Avoid this, especially on your main page. People have been negatively conditioned to the word subscribe or sign up. And we'll talk about that later. Arguably too much text. She could simplify it to just the hook and tell me where to send my free book, or tell me where to send your free book. So she could take out thanks for clicking. She could take out, I don't know, I like having a banner page. Mine is just this though. Okay, so this is what I've done. So on this main page, I'm going to switch this over to just having my book covers. And then when you click on the send my free books, that button right there, it'll take you to my banner that is in my newsletter list. So this is what she puts in her newsletter, just so that people remember. You want something for them to remember you by. But she could get rid of thanks for clicking. She could get rid of tell us where to send your free copy. She could just have it be Emma wasn't bitten and she's not undead. And then have a button that says send my free book. And then that would take her to her squeeze page is what it's called.
Squeeze page.
Yeah. So this is your landing page, and it takes, when they click on that get free book, it takes them to a squeeze page.
Okay, so you go from landing page to squeeze page.
Yeah. And I actually don't have that in my slide share. So this, I'm actually going to make a note too.
I'm like, what does yours look like? When I click that yellow button, where does it take me?
I'll show you. It's later, but I don't actually call it a squeeze page. I need to actually tell people that's called a squeeze page.
So what do people click on when they first get to your website to get to this page?
Okay, so they don't do that page. This is the first page they see.
When
And
they go
then-
to your website?
Yeah, when I send them, this is what I put inside my book. So I'll have that image that says, go here, and
So
that's
this is in your books, and
Yeah.
when you're sending out for the Kindle Paperwhite giveaways, this is the link you send them to.
Do you guys want to see what I do on my actual website, so that you can kind of see?
Compare.
Okay, so this is my actual website. So this is the font I use everywhere I use my book stuff, just because that's branding, right? So that's how I write my name everywhere. So free books. For a limited time, you can get free copies of Praxis Novellas and Ember God. So that's Praxis Novellas is my second book in my series. And this actually is going to be changing soon. So find out more, click, and look where it takes them.
And that's your
That's my landing page.
Okay, and that's just
And then send my free
website.
books takes you to my squeeze page.
and this week that's MailChimp, right?
Yep. No,
Okay,
this is self-hosted. MailChimp offers the code, and we can go over this. You've got that.
Oh yeah. Because this part
This
is where I'm
just
stumped.
Yeah, we can go over it. We'll go over it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just.
Okay,
sit
so
here
this
and
is
be
my
quiet.
on blogger.com. You're fine. This is because these people might have questions too, and so my homepage is I host that on GoDaddy, and then it takes you to a blog that is just my landing page, which I keep on blogger.com. And then when they click on this, it takes them to another blogger.com website.
Quick question: why do you what is the reason to go to a landing page instead of like your homepage to your website? I mean, I think your homepage actually looks great.
Okay, so my
So I'm just
homepage.
wondering, there's got to be some research. or something.
There's lots of research. My homepage it looks nice, right? But it's got tons of links. So, my Colonial. Oh, that's just my
Okay,
banner.
so it's just because the entire reason is to get their email address.
Exactly.
And you're
So
saying that's too complicated.
yeah. So this, they'll go
Let's
here and they'll
distract
start reading about my books, right? And then they'll go here and they'll start reading about me. And then this is pre babies. I need to do an updated picture. And pre surgeries. I've had 7 surgeries in the last year and a half. So some of you have followed my story on Facebook. Geez. So they get distracted. So the main
Okay, gotcha.
reason is
Makes
you
total
want them to go to the place that has one link. This is the only link on the whole website. And then I've got, this is under here, we'll go back to the presentation.
Are you going to tell us why you have it separate for your website on a different site?
Just because it's free. I didn't have, my website was hosted on my dad's server, and it's a lot harder for me to create a completely new website than it is to create a completely new blog. Because I use Blogger so much, for me it's just like 5 minutes to set up a website on Blogger. But I am switching things. I'll eventually switch it. I don't know if I need to. I've already got it set up. I just need to make it look more professional, I think.
So when people click on the added your books, it takes them to the squeeze page, not
It
just
takes them to this,
Okay.
and then when they click on to send my free books, that takes them to the squeeze page.
Okay.
I didn't even think that we'd have a lot of questions on landing pages, so I'm gonna make this a lot bigger
I think you might.
for my presentation. At LTV, there's gonna be a lot of questions about this because not a lot of people use landing pages and squeeze pages.
I think you should assume you're quite a bit smarter than most of us.
Well, and I've heard of landing pages
I have
and squeeze
too.
pages, and I've actually Googled them and found like paid services that will build you a landing
Build you one,
page.
but you don't get examples.
Yeah, you don't
Right.
get an example, and
Well,
I
they don't want to give you examples, so they want you to buy them.
But
Yeah.
now I know I can make a page on my WordPress site. I don't have to
Oh,
put it
yeah.
in my main navigation bar,
Yeah.
and I can link to it as long as I put my thing above the fold. I got it.
Okay, so I cheat. I've got a tab here, funnel and magnet pages. Nick's squeeze page, right? So I stalk authors. I think we all do. Look at this. This is his landing page. Greed can be murder. See, look at this. He's got none of these are links at the top, okay? This is just information. He's got, cool stuff. But it's above the fold. Send my free book, and he has a pop-up that comes up.
Okay.
So this is on WordPress.
Yeah, that's
And-
what I am.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Nick Stevenson's his course, the expensive one, is worth it.
I can't afford
I know.
that much money.
Yeah, I couldn't
I
either,
could never
but
rationalize it with my husband. I couldn't even do that.
eventually you'll be able to rationalize it when you're making
So you did take
Then, not now.
what?
it. So you did take it.
I did
because
take it.
Was super tempted after his free video.
Yeah, the free videos are teasers, but the good thing
Yes, they
about
are.
it is he actually gives you discounts off of a lot of widely used products, like King Sumo. You get 50% off coupon code from him. Optimized Press, which is what he uses to build his landing page, he walks you through it and he gives you a coupon code to get it for like 50% off. And so to me, I'm like, having somebody hold my hand through building a landing page. I haven't finished mine because we decided to redo my book covers, which I'm very excited about. Okay, so I collect landing pages, and I don't have them all under my tab right there, which I thought I did, but I'll put them all together, and then I could probably just post them to the group and be like, here are examples of landing pages. If you're in the Self-Publishing Formula Facebook group, that's Mark Dawson's group, people post their landing pages all the time. You can actually just get in there and say, hey, can you guys post your landing pages? And people will do that, or they'll yell at you and tell you to scroll down and find them. I got chastised once. Okay, all right, so hers pros, use the word subscribe, too much text, right? Mine, I've got the pros, or that was a con for her. Sorry, pros for mine. Send my free books. That button is bright and easy to see. It's yellow, I like to have something that visually shows the number of books. I give away like probably 6 books over the course of a few weeks to my newsletter subscribers. That's my, what do they call it? My starter kit, my starting reader kit or whatever. I'm going to eventually update that to show all of the book covers, just 2D, not 3D, just 2D, just to show them what they'll get. Matches a book cover supposed to lead to better conversion. Some people have had good conversion with bad matches. So don't stress too much. Just make it coherent. You want it to be above the fold, and no, give me email address right away. Okay, mine cons, white on dark. It doesn't match the genre very well. So mine has the white box on the dark background, which, it doesn't match as much as this does, right? That's what I think. There are studies that say people stay on websites longer if it's dark text over light background. They'll actually read more, they'll engage more with the content. But this right here, the purpose of this is for them to click right here. And so there doesn't need to be a lot more. I can actually do the dark on dark. Okay, too many words. Lots and lots of words. Did you guys actually read? I've got the images of my book covers. Did you actually read the text that was in between those two images? No. And my readers aren't going to read it either. So I've put too much image, too many words there. Readers are going to glaze over the titles. That's why I'm just going to have the book covers, because visually, people are visual people. Then they'll see 6 book covers. They don't even need to know what the books are, And you can't see my reader blurb. My reader blurb is very enthusiastic. It's really good. So I'm going to redo mine so that you can actually see the blurb. It'll be right at the bottom of that. Okay, how much time are we at? Let's see. And the good thing is, guys, I'm going to be giving you guys the video, access to the video too. And so you'll be able to watch the video over and over and over again if you want.
You're calling this the video?
This video.
Oh, this? Okay.
The video, which is the same thing as this, so I'm going to give you guys this too, because that's actually, but then again, like I said, you won't have the filler that I'm giving you.
But we've got that in our notes, so.
No, we don't.
By the way, Deborah, I love your laptop case.
Oh, thank you.
It's for those of you guys who can't see, it's a leather book, and it's so awesome.
A book.
Yes.
You can get it online.
Okay, so finding subscribers via Facebook ads. This is where I say go to Mark Dawson. Mark Dawson, and Mark Dawson. Ads, we've had ads that have worked really well and ads that have not worked well at all. The problem with Facebook ads is you'll have one that works really, really well until you run out of potential viewers. And so then it stops working. And so my thing is, like, we also paid for his big course just because I'm like, he gives you access to everything in the future. And so I'm like, you know what, he has all these bonus materials, all these bonus courses, like, and you have access to that. And he updates things, and if things are getting updated, then you'll have access to the updates. Whereas if you don't have access, I mean, things change so quickly, So I keep rubbing my nose. I'm sorry, people. Okay. All right, so promotional websites, BookBub Promotions War Group. We actually talk about websites that are working a lot, and I love that about our group. So like Robin Reads works really well for most people, and some people doesn't. Book Barbarian, same thing,
So talk to us about finding, so I use lots of promotional websites to give away my books. I haven't necessarily seen
this is where
huge
your
increase in subscribers unless I've got a great download rate.
Yeah, okay, so my Book Barbarian, when I had 600 downloads of my first book on Book Barbarian, and I had probably 75 newsletter signups from that. Within like a day or two.
Wow, they were reading the book that fast.
I don't know if they're reading it necessarily, but I had mentioned that you can get the second book for free.
They opened it up and seen your page.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I can get the second book for free, so if I like this first book, I might as well take advantage of the second book free now.
I get it.
Yeah, and so I try to, I don't want to rely completely on one company, so that's why I'm not going to rely just on them for new subscribers. And so I love going through promotional websites. Let's see. Yes, in the group we talk about which websites work. To me, if I can get like $1 per subscriber off of a website, let's see, what are some of the sites that haven't, like Fussy Librarian. I love Fussy Librarian. It doesn't have as much result for me as like Book Barbarian does, but I do get subscriptions from it. Plus I like Jeffrey. And so I'm like, gotta support the people you like, right?
So are you running the promotions mainly on your perma-free book?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, consider signing up for author platform Rocket. Pros and cons, you have to stick around for a while. And it's just like running Facebook ads. Facebook ads are expensive until you get them to work, and then they start making you a lot of money. Well, he uses Facebook ads to get you subscribers, and so while he's tweaking, results aren't going to be as big, right? I'm I'm asking silly questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I know where and how to find subscribers. So what next? What do I do with them once I've got them? That was the whole reason we were having this get together. That was automation stuff, right? So we're actually going to take a break. Anybody have any questions up to this point?
I need to go to the bathroom. Can I do
Oh,
that?
you know what?
No bathroom.
Let's take the break. Let's
Okay.
stop and eat and.
I need to go to the bathroom. I had a protein shake on the way.